In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how you can find your very first product to sell on Amazon FBA, and then how you can scale that using this very same method to do $10,000 in sales. If you're new to the channel, my name's Warner from SellerAmp. We build tools to help you guys make more money on Amazon. So this strategy I'm about to show you is the exact same strategy that I use all the time in my personal Amazon business that does over $1 million a year in revenue. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into my computer over here and I'll show you exactly how to find your first product. So I went ahead and pulled up this specific product right here because when we're looking at this product here, we can see that this item is selling for 20 bucks over here on Amazon. We can see at the offers tab showing us that the cheapest offer is 20 bucks. Somebody is merchant fulfilling it for $17. But for our purposes, we just need to worry about FBA sellers. FBA sellers essentially can ship directly from Amazon to the customer, and you get that 2-day prime shipping. So you can charge a little bit of a price premium. So in this case, we're going to be able to charge 20 bucks. That's the lowest price on this item. So we can sell it for $20, consistently selling for $20, as we can see with the data down here on the Keepa chart. We can see very consistent sales. All these green drops are showing us individual sales on this chart. The orange and pink is tracking the price over time. So you can see those green drops happening while the price is $20 to $22. Over here on Target, we can buy the exact same product for $6. So after we pay taxes and all that good stuff, we'll just round up conservatively to $6.60, and that's going to leave us with a net profit of over $6 per unit, nearly a 100% ROI on this item. So this item is a really good example of a great item. We see a lot of price consistency. It's selling at least 100 times, over 100 times a month on SellerAmp here. That's another good thing to look out for. But what this tells us, this is actually almost irrelevant for the video. This is just showing you an example. But you can start from this very same product and get your first product to sell on your Amazon business by going down here to the offers tab. When we look at the offers tab down here, we kind of talked about it briefly, but we're gonna be able to see who our competition is when we're looking down here at the offers tab. So for example, this guy right here, we can see he has no ratings. So they must be brand new to selling on Amazon. This guy's got 8 ratings, 21, 102. So they're kind of stepping it up a little bit. But I'm kind of curious about this guy right here. We could actually just go ahead and investigate this guy here as well. They have 8 feedback, so they're probably brand new to Amazon, which number one tells me that they're not going to have any crazy advanced strategies in terms of looking through their product catalog. We're going to be able to pretty easily reverse engineer where their stuff is coming from. So basically what we're looking for here is a couple key data points. Number one, the max cost option is really nice to look at. This is going to give us an idea of what we need to pay for this item for it to be profitable, meet our standards. So I have it set at a 35% ROI. So every time I spend $1, I want to make 35 cents in profit after it's all said and done. So on this particular item, we would need to be buying these for 12 bucks a piece or so. Not sure if we'd be able to do that. Let's keep scrolling on down here. Right here, we've got some mason jars. So we've got 12 of these mason jars. We'd have to buy them for $11.27, and Amazon is also on this listing. Amazon does not share sales with us as third-party sellers. So it'd be another example of a product we want to keep going on. This one has 106 sellers. It does have a really low sales rank, so it could potentially be worth it, but we'd be looking for a maximum cost of $2. We can open up the SellerAmp here and see what else is going on. So we can see that buy box line, that pink line. That just means when you press add to cart on Amazon when you're shopping, that's who's in the buy box and that's who's getting the sales. So we can see that the buy box price line is kind of tracking along 10 to 12 bucks here. So really, I don't think we're gonna be able to buy this item for that cheap. What we could do if we think we can is go ahead and press the Google button. And when we do that, it's gonna go ahead and search for us. I'm seeing it for like $8. Walmart might have it for $13. So this would be something we're going to skip past. Maybe this is some kind of a wholesale item. This particular seller might not be making any money on that item. But having all this data in one place helps us see a ton of information, helps us make a much better decision. So this one right here, maybe we can get it for $18.25. Let's go ahead and see. Looks like Walmart had it for 38 bucks. If this is it, it could be on Target for cheap enough. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So we're looking for, let's make sure it's the same model number. We want to open up the Amazon page. Make sure we've got the exact same product, of course. So this is the LetraTag LT100H. That's kind of a mouthful. LetraTag 100H. These, I think these are the same thing. Unless like this LT100H is a different model number. That's another part of the game, right? Is making sure you've got the right thing. I also see the LT on this product. I'm fairly confident that this is the same thing. Seems to be very similar to me. So making sure I'm not missing anything here. Don't want to make any, false promises or anything like that. Find something that's not actually legit. So I did see there's also a UPC here, so we could compare these two. Or these are actually EANs. So it's just getting a little bit tricky. So 60504. So it's not a UPC match if these UPCs are correct. This is another tricky part of selling on Amazon, is making sure that you got the exact same thing. This is super important when you're vetting your leads. So give me just a second. I'll confirm that this is the exact same thing. All right. So I spent like a minute just poking around looking at other things here real quick. And I saw here it's called the 100H. It's also in blue, and this is in blue as well. So I'm fairly confident this is the same thing. So now that we know that we've got this item over here on Amazon for 31 bucks FBM, we would be competing with this guy right here. They're $35 because they're the FBA seller. You can see it says ships from Magma Shop. That's not Amazon. This one is shipping from Amazon, so we can charge a little bit of a premium for that extra fast service, getting the item to the customer in 2 to 3 days. So right here, it's selling for 35 bucks pretty consistently. Go ahead and look at the Keepa that's embedded on SellerAmp here. Looks to be a fairly reasonable expectation that we'll sell this item for. I might go ahead and bump it down to $34 because as we're mousing along here, I see a lot of 34. We can also reference the average buy box. So over the last 30 days, it's been $32. I noticed that the price was way tanked back here in the past. Average 90 days is at 34 bucks. The average 180-day price is at 38 bucks. So there's plenty of room to work with here. I would like to see probably maybe a little bit less sellers on this item, but it is selling over 3,000 times a month, so there could be enough sellers here for us to get a decent share of the sales. So if we want to go ahead and buy this item, so we'd be buying it for 18 bucks. We'll just call it 19 after taxes and all that. We're still going to sell it for 35 bucks. So that's like a 30% ROI, like a $6 profit almost. If we sell at 34, it gets a little bit lower, but with this number of sales per month, that's a little bit more interesting to me than an item that was, say, selling 150 times a month, like that first item we looked at. So this item is a pretty decent example. We didn't really have to look that hard. It was like the fifth or sixth item on this storefront, and you can sell this exact same item. I wouldn't recommend selling it now that it's been on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, but who knows? It had 132 sellers on it, and a lot of these guys seem to be getting some pretty decent sales. We got over 3,000 sales per month on this item, so that's really cool. So now that we have identified an item that could potentially be worth buying, this is where another feature that I love to use SellerAmp for comes into play. So now that I've identified this item, we can get it for like 19 bucks. I'll just go ahead and punch in the correct price again, so $17.89. I want to go ahead and plug that in. We can go ahead and plug in the current sale price at 35 bucks. So now we want to go ahead and send that to our buy list. So what I'll do is I'll just click this button right here on SellerAmp. You can see I use this for a couple different examples. So let's say I'm sourcing and I come across an item that's going to be good during Christmas. I can click this button, Easter, Halloween, so on. Let's say you've got a virtual assistant who's doing some sourcing for you. Let's say their name's Mike. They could just go ahead and click that, send all their information to a Google Sheet just like this one. So I've gone ahead and configured this with some of the important data that you're going to want to have over time. So right here is, your cost, price, profit, all that good stuff. I would probably also add a custom little notes section here. So for example, if you had any kind of coupons or cash back offers that made it good, over time, these Google Sheets are going to become very, very valuable because as you find certain items on sale, once that sale rolls back around, you can search through your spreadsheet for that particular sale, for that particular site, and then you're going to have a whole bunch of new stuff to buy. So this is really important to make sure you're tracking your data as you're finding new products, right? But all I had to do is click that button. I can go ahead and grab the link from here. I'll put that right there. I'll go ahead and put another Target right there. Finding lots of stuff from Target today. So now it's all tracked for us. So this will help you on the back end. So after you've gone ahead and bought this item, you're going to ship it to your house. And then when you're doing your prep, you don't have to, do any guesswork to remember what you paid for it. You don't have to remember where you bought it from. So you can track all that very easily with a click of a button using SellerAmp. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Make sure your data is very well protected, very well organized, because it becomes extremely valuable over time. But that sourcing method is something that myself and my virtual assistant team do all the time in my personal Amazon business that does over $100,000 a month in revenue. So it's a very effective strategy. I would highly encourage you to implement it in your business. But after you've gone ahead and bought those products, if you're brand new to the concept of selling on Amazon, after you've bought those products, shipped it to your house, there's going to be a little bit of prep work that's involved on the back end. You're going to go into the back end of your Amazon seller account or use a different tool to help you list inventory. And then as part of that process, Amazon is going to give you your own custom labels to print out. You're going to want to go ahead and print out those labels, cover the barcode of whatever products you bought. And then when you ship those products into Amazon, that's going to help Amazon identify which products are yours, which products are other people. So you can be properly credited when you make a sale and Amazon ships out the item to the customer on your behalf. If you are using a prep center, if you're a little bit more advanced, all that kind of stuff, you can bake in those fees on the back end of SellerAmp. So you remember when we were using that profit calculator, that's including my shipping costs and any prep fees that I might pay as well. So we baked all that kind of stuff into SellerAmp to help you make sure you're actually making a profit while you're sourcing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already activated your free trial of our tool SellerAmp, there's going to be a link down below for a 2-week free trial. Go ahead and give it a try. Give this sourcing method a try and see if you can find your very first product to sell on Amazon. If you did get value out of this video, please feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps us out with the algorithm. And let me know if you have any questions down below. I'll always be happy to answer those as well. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.